think everyone else can do it or not. Personally, I would take it as an offense because, okay, everyone else got a pass. You never asked them whether their job, if anyone else could do it, but when it came to mine, is it because I have a high school certificate? What up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Luke, and guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, guys, you know, education will kill us one of these days, because why is it that people with degrees, qualifications, people who consider themselves educated will overlook or underlook, look down on people with no qualifications at all? Why really? Because the truth is, education has its benefit and advantages, but not as much as intelligence. Yeah, today we're going to be reacting to a very interesting video. And before we do that, let me just say, it's funny how people will belittle others just because they have this sense of superiority by owning a university degree or diploma. But when you think about it, that's not really how things work out here in the real world. Nope. Because when we look at the world's richest individuals, the world's smartest individuals, we don't ask whether they have qualifications or not before acknowledging the fact that they are rich or smart. Nope, we don't, because their work and contribution to the world automatically speaks for itself. And what does it say? Intelligence, 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 not educated, educated, educated. So guys, with that said, let's watch this this video.
I wasn't planning to go to college. That wasn't like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, I'll never get in here. And then I went to Yale. Should we just like go down and do
intros?
Yeah, I'm Sade, I'm 24. I work in finance. I have a bachelor's degree. I went to Yale.
I'm Tyler, I'm 21. I'm a high school graduate and I work in the Marine Corps.
I'm Kaylee, I'm 25. I'm a software developer. I went to Ohio University and I have a bachelor's degree.
Maria, I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD in cancer biology and I work in a biotech industry. Grad school, I went to University of South Carolina, and undergrad, I went to University of Florida.
Hi everybody, my name is Sean. I'm 27. I'm the director of social media for a company and I also work for a digital ad agency. I got a double major in dance and cultural anthropology. Undergrad, I went to Loyola Marymount University.
Hi everybody, I'm Ray. I'm 24. I graduated with a bachelor's degree from Harvard recently and I work in consulting.
Oh, y'all are babies.
I know, that's what I was saying, is age a factor?
Yeah, it gives you like years of experience.
Yeah, like this,
We need maybe it's good to identify what intelligence means to everybody.
I think intelligence is better defined as your adaptability and your problem solving skills more than it is your education. Obviously, like the education, the stuff you've been through puts a lot into play in it because it gives you more resources, more thoughts to draw from. The formal education definitely helps, but I don't think it's in any way essential.
So what is the most essential?
I'd say the most essential thing was probably common sense.
Yeah, so for me personally, I think intelligence is both EQ, IQ, and that common sense, street smart intelligence, all of that combined.
people consciously or unconsciously, when they see someone, form an opinion immediately. Like I'm sure we all did right away.
When I saw you, I told myself, Maria, do not judge him.
My thought, okay? My thought. As you know, as far as we've come in watching this video, my thoughts, you know, yeah, personally, you see, if I was to be invited or be given this opportunity to, you know, to appear in such a group, and I would decline it because I don't function, I don't function well in groups. I don't, I get irritated because I just don't, personally, I don't function well in groups, and I'm just looking at this. Already, I'll be so irritated by these individuals because some of them are coming off so immature already, like very, very immature, except for the guy who was wearing like like a camouflage type of coat. Yeah, you see, at least that guy's fine. But I feel like he messed up. I feel like he started speaking louder than he should have. So, yeah, not for me. But anyways, let's continue.
Do not judge him just by his looks. He could be throwing you off, or that's just who he is, but he can talk the talk and walk the walk. Sean, I didn't want to judge him based on the way he looks or dresses or acts, so I was like, I think he's intelligent.
First impressions, I would put him at the bottom only because when I was in school, all the other people with like the bright neon colors and stuff, they were typically the ones doing worse in classes. If we were ranking confidence, I'd definitely put Sean at very first place.
So what is the definition that we're going with?
You guys agree? Nope. Yes? Okay, if I was to rank that guy, yeah, I mean, he's confident. I mean, he takes confidence to appear in such an attire in public, really. So, yes, I'll agree with this guy who's saying that Sean is very confident. Yes, personally, I'll agree with that fact because, hey, it takes confidence to just appear like that. And yes, always, you know what? It's human nature to judge people by first impression. It's human nature, so you can't say, oh no, I don't judge people by first impression. No, it's human nature, so it's fine.
What is the biggest question?
I like your definition.
I know, I was gonna say, I like my definition. It combines everything.
Does anyone have any like initial?
You can be honest.
Start on that side. I'm done going first.
I feel like I have a good combination of both, like book smart and street smart. So yeah, I think I have some input on that. There's so many aspects to intelligence. It really goes beyond IQ and EQ. Even those two different factors really don't really capture what it really means to be intelligent.
I know I'm not, from Yale, I don't have a PhD, but what I lack in those areas, I'm able to still problem solve and use my own skill set, my emotional intelligence as well as my social intelligence.
Besides my education and background, I feel like I have high emotional intelligence, I'm aware of my surroundings.
As a software developer, my problem solving skills are obviously top notch, I think I would say. My whole life I've kind of had to fight to be seen as intelligent. I think I'm so used to having to do that as a woman, to just step up and be like, I deserve to be here. My first job out of college, I was working at a law firm. A gentleman came up to me and said, hi, you don't look like somebody that would work at a law firm. You look like somebody I'd go on spring break with. And I'm like, what?
Obviously, out of everyone here, I've got the least formal education. I consider myself intelligent. My mental dedication and my ability to adapt and to problem solve. What I do in the Marine Corps, I'm a seabird defense specialist. So I think that by virtue of what I do, that already requires some amount of intelligence.
Sorry, quick question. So do you think that only certain people can do your job, or do you think anyone can do your job?
Only certain people.
You know what? You see, this is the reason why, I hate doing group work. Because you can see everyone got a pass. Everyone was talking about, oh, this and that and that and that. I have a qualification in this and all. But when he got to this guy and he spoke so confidently, you can see you can see it. He's speaking very fluently, confidently, in as much as he has only a high school certificate. But he speaks very confidently. And this is the reason why I hate this, is because everyone else got a pass, but when it came to him, she's like, indirectly, I personally would take this as an insult. To say, okay, so your job, so you think everyone else can do it or not. Personally, I would take it as an offense because, okay, everyone else got a pass. You never asked them whether their job, if anyone else could do it, but when it came to mine, is it because I have a high school certificate? Yeah.
So do you think that only certain people can do your job, or do you think anyone can do your job?
Only certain people. You have to take the ASVAB before you go into the military. That's not really how much you know, but how well you can learn information. And I got a 94 on that. It's not an amount of how much you study, how much you know. You're not going to really get better at learning. Does that make sense?
I strongly disagree with you don't get better at learning. The idea that you can get better at learning is a pretty big signifier of intelligence.
You see, guys, this is where you insult educated people. This is where a lot of people, educated individuals, who get insulted.
I'm very much dyslexic. I have ADHD and I'm on the autism spectrum. Dyslexia means that there's a big gap in comprehension. So I was scoring 99th percentile in certain areas and like 3rd percentile in others. I'll never be able to learn another language. I took Spanish for 12 years and I can still basically only order a burrito.
So I have a question. Why did you go to Yale and why did you go to Harvard?
My parents are immigrants from China, and I'm a first-generation immigrant as well and college student as well. My family always really stressed the importance of formal education. For me, that was something that I really strived for.
I wasn't planning to go to college. That wasn't like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, I'll never get in here. And then I went to Yale.
Why don't you guys rank each other from 1 to 6, including yourself, and give reasons why you want to do what you're doing?
I gotta go 1.
No.
Oh yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would rank you as a 6, not meaning that you're not intelligent. I also think that I don't place a lot of value on the military.
They don't like this guy. Just because he said he has a high school. Oh, guys, it's not even the dress code, because, I mean, he's dressed properly. So just because of that, he's a 10 off already. And that's the problem when we judge people off face value or based on what they've acquired in life. That's the problem, really. That's really the problem. So, yeah.
Period.
No, full stop.
I'd probably do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry.
I'm the villain this episode.
Does anyone think they're like at either end of the spectrum?
I'd say I'm 1, if nothing else, because I know what I'm about and I'm sure of that.
Wait, you guys have to rank everyone too. That is so unfair. No.
I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to look past the education part. Going to college, I think you learn a lot, if nothing else emotionally, but I still think you're smart.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
1, 2, 3.
Exactly. You see what I'm talking about? This man is getting bullied. Why? Education. As long as you're not educated, you're not intelligent. That's what this is saying.
4, 5, 6. 1, immigrant parents, first generation going to college, humble, modest. 2, me, I don't know, PhD, cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that. And then 6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us. Tyler, he ranked last for me personally because the way he carries himself.
You see, here, that's where a lot of them will get humbled. Because, you see, like I stated, you know, I personally hate groups. And I'm one who hates groups where everyone is so competitive on the wrong thing. More especially when it came to, even from personal experience, when it came to school. Personally, I hated competition. I would rather be on myself and do what I need to do, you know, to be where I have to be. I hated competition, so I hated groups really, unless it was a group that challenged me and helped me, not a group where I'm, you know, made to feel as if I'm lesser than everyone else. So yeah, I just hate this. But anyway, let's see the test. Let's see the results.
Hearing that I had to take an IQ test was definitely hard to hear. Quantifying things for me in that realm is really hard because it gives you something really solid. Even if you don't buy into IQ tests, it still gives you a number at the end of the day, which is something you have to grapple with.
Wait, you heard that? Let's see if they're going to be able to grapple with that. Because I know smart people, guys, smart people that I've come across. There's always an excuse for everything. You're gonna hear it. I know. We're gonna hear a story here.
I literally thought when you said to open the computer or we're going to look at social media, that I didn't think an IQ test would be part of it.
It was kind of expected. We're being ranked by intelligence, an IQ test. It's not that far out the realm of possibility.
So number 1 is Raymond. Number 2 would be Kaylee. Number 3 will be Tyler. And number 4 would be Shada. Number 5 is Sean, and number 6 is Maria.
I think an IQ.
Yeah, hey, life just humbled people. Let's listen to what she has to say.
I think an IQ test tests something. I don't think it's intelligence. It's definitely testing something. IQ tests are now known to be flawed and based on incorrect sample sizes. I have really severe dyslexia. There's 2 questions on that test that I automatically basically can't answer.
I'm sure if you studied for an IQ test, you would do a lot better. IQ tests are just one aspect or one way to measure intelligence. It's really on a spectrum what constitutes somebody as intelligent.
Before this, all I knew about IQ tests is that they existed, and the I stands for intelligence. I've never looked into IQ tests before. Coming here today, them saying the EQ, that was the first time I've ever heard that term in my life.
Coming back to intelligence, it's not just your IQ, it's your EQ, it's your common sense, it's street smarts. Sure, it is some type of metric, similar to an SAT and ACT score is a metric for getting into college, but there's more to that person than that test.
I'm actually excited I wasn't last because I
Okay.
thought I was going to be last.
Okay. Oh, what can I say? Hey, guys, let's not judge people off face value and what they say really. And I really don't blame these people, because majority of times people don't even know the difference between education and intelligence. Education being the knowledge that we acquire in school by means of formal learning, of course, and intelligence being the ability to learn, acquire, and use new information. And the sad reality being that whether we know it or not, school indirectly teaches us to judge people's intelligence by the level of their education or performance in school. And that's, of course, a foolish way of looking at things, because being educated does not necessarily mean you are intelligent. And yeah, it doesn't. And education and intelligence may be related, but are 2 different things, because you can be highly intelligent without being highly educated, without an educational background, of course. And the same can be said about education. You can be highly educated without being highly intelligent. It's a reality, and that's where we are as a world. And I'm sure you've heard of the phrase, educated fools. That's what we have in the world. And well, please don't write people off because of their educational background or because of how they carry themselves. Just because you have a so-and-so qualification does not mean your intelligence. Life has a way of humbling us, so be humble with whatsoever you have, and don't write people off. Don't look down on people. Don't overlook people. Don't underlook people. Just respect people in general, and when you get into a place, don't come off as, oh no, I'm intelligent because I have so-and-so degree. I went to so-and-so school. Come on, relax. Education means nothing out here really in the world. And you know that money talks, and money does not necessarily mean, yes, for one to acquire money, it doesn't require an educational background, in as much as that will help you. But yeah, we've seen most of the world's richest individuals not that educated. Some of them don't even have PhDs or masters or honors. Yes, some have degrees that help them in one way or another, but to go the extra mile, they needed this intelligence, guys. So let's respect each other, and let's be humble with whatsoever qualifications we have. We need it, and let's just respect ourselves. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. And that was my take on the whole video. It was just so shocking when I came across this video. So people still behave like this. Maybe I'm living in another world, but yeah. So guys, that's my take on all this madness. And yes, please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. Let me know what your thoughts on the whole video is. And yes, don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate that. And I guess I'll be seeing you on the next one. So yeah, ciao.